All right, so here is our back pattern. You can see the pattern is still on it. So I use the pattern paper for our back to cut out our fabric. So here is the left one and the back. I've also added all the same allowances that need to. So on the lower part, 0.5, 0.5 for the joining here and 0.5. And then for the side here, I added 1.5. So that was what I've done so far. And I went ahead to iron my hairstay on each one of them. So I also cut out a lining, although I used the same fabric to cut my lining. So this is the lining for our pattern, but what we have here is only the right piece of our lining. I will explain why on my interfacing on this lining piece. So now I'm going to make reference to our pattern. Please pay attention. So here I'm going to cut out this part where we have this dart leg. I'm going to cut it open. Okay, so with this pattern open, I'll now use it to cut out the left side of our lining. Okay, I'll do that quickly now and then we'll continue. So here is the lining part for the left piece. Can you see? With the joining allowances that are added to it, and I've neatly ironed interfacing on them as well. I'll keep it aside now. Now remember something. The opening that we cut out from our pattern, the space I measured 2 inches for each side. Remember, so spacing and opening my fabric, I'm going to measure the exact opening that I measured on my pattern here. That will give us 4 inches. So let's assume this is the space here. Make sure that it's even. So I have my 4 inches neatly open here. So the next thing, I have to measure the width of my Modesty panel. Now, taking 1 inch on both sides, that is 1 inch on this side and 1 inch on this side. Remember that the space we have in between is 4 inches already. So that means the width of our Modesty panel is going to be 6 inches. I hope you understand. And then we'll have to determine the length of our Modesty panel. Now, measuring the length of this total is giving us 10.5. Now, we will not want our Modesty panel to be showing either the up or down. So I'm going to minus 1 inch from both the up and 1 inch, minus 1 inch from down. So what we're going to have left is going to be 8.5 inches. So the full length of our Modesty panel is going to be 8.5 inches, whereby the width is going to be 6 inches. I'll go ahead and cut it out now. This is what we have as our Modesty panel. I folded it into 2 and I stitched the upper part and also this part up, and I ironed it out. So now I'll just grab this 2 pieces because I want to attach the Modesty panel to it. Then I'll place it like so. Remember that we minus 1 inch on the upper side and the down part. So I'll make that mark so that I don't forget where to place my panel. So I'll bring it here, centralize it, and then I'll place this other piece on top of it like so. I hope we are understanding. So I'll lay it like this, and then I'm going to run a straight stitch on top of it to hold our Modesty panel in place. So you may want to pin down. Okay, so I'll quickly go and sew 0.5 inch allowance on it. Now I'll top stitch, iron it, and then we'll continue. This is what we have. See how flat and neat is laying? Do you see? So I'll keep this, and then we'll start attaching our yoke on the main body so that we can use this lining to cover it up. Our yoke, for us to attach our yoke, you have to place it like so. Make sure you match it up, don't get confused. The way it's looking, I'm going to place it like this and sew on 0.5, and I'll do the same thing here, and then we'll now use our lining to cover it up. Here I've attached the yoke on each of them, so I'll place the yoke inwards like this, and then we place the lining on top of it. I'll do the same here, and then I'll bring this one, try to fold in my panel inside it like so, and then I'll place it like so. Do you understand? For each one of them, I'll go ahead now and stitch it on this part 0.5. I'll come down on this part by 0.5. So I'll do that for both of them, and I'll iron it, and then we'll continue. All right, so mates, our back is actually ready. Modesty panel that we attached. Do you see how it's laying now? So assuming this is the space that we mark out. Okay, I want you to understand how this thing is actually going to lay on our body. So this is the space that we marked out, our 4 inches here. Do you see it? And then this is our yoke sitting down here perfectly. I've done it with the lining. Can you see? Everything is just ready. So I'm trying to create the loops here. I've done this other part. Okay, and I'd like to show you how to do it. So to do it, you have to make sure, determine the space you want for the opening. So what I did is to measure 1 inch, 1 inch space interval, and I've put a knot on each of them. Can you see? That's the first step, knot it so that it will look uniform. All right, after doing that, you have to create your hole in it. If you have a puncher, better. So how do you do that? If you don't have a puncher, just fold this your fabric into two like this, fold it again into four, and then with your scissors just create an opening there. Do you see? So I'm going to pass this dies through. So I'll go ahead now, use my puncher and create this hole. Then I'll come back for us to use this rivet machine and fix this dies one after the other. Okay. I've created the holes, as you can see each one of them. Okay, I've tried to create it with my puncher. You can also use your scissors, like I said, to create these holes. Okay, so afterwards I come in with my eyelets. Can you see? The small one is the cover. Okay, so let me also show you what it looks like. Yeah, so this is the eyelets. Can you see them? I'm sure you are used to seeing this in the market. So I'm going to place them in each one of the hole like I am doing now. Press it inside, and if you feel that the hole is not as big as the size you want, you can use your scissors like I'm doing to help yourself, you know, widen the hole so that it can fit in. Yes, and then you have to try it out. Okay, so I'm still trying to, you know, fix them one by one. It makes it easier if you just place each and every one of them. So after fixing your eyelets, you have to bring in the rivet machine, okay, and then turn your fabric and place it inside. Can you see what I'm doing? And then you bring in the cover, the other flat part of the eyelets. I think that is really cover. Yeah, and then you place it on top. Look at what it looks like. Can you see? One side is flattened and then the other side looks rough. So place it on top and then you press it gently. Just watch what I'm doing now. Press it gently and then boom, it clips it together. Okay, it's not difficult at all. So I'm doing the next one now. Click it. That is what you will do for each one of them. Okay, so after fixing them like I've done now, you can see how beautiful they are looking. All right, so can you see how beautiful it's looking? Wow, this looks so beautiful. The next thing we'll be doing is to lace it up, okay? And that shouldn't be a problem. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.